This morning in Tennessee, an inmate on death row was executed despite concerns that his medical device may have caused him more pain. Byron Black had an implanted defibrillator that was not deactivated before his lethal injection. There was concern that the device would shock his heart when the chemicals took effect. Black was convicted in the 1988 shooting deaths of his girlfriend and her 2 daughters. In July, a judge sided with Black's attorney, saying the device should be turned off. But last week, the state Supreme Court overturned that decision. The case has brought up a number of ethical issues, and for that, we turn to Corinna Lain, professor of law at the University of Richmond School of Law and author of the book Secrets of the Killing State: The Untold Story of Lethal Injection. Corinna, thanks so much for being here. Regarding the case of Byron Black, a man with, as we said, with a medical device that could cause the lethal injection to be more painful, is this a unique case?
It's absolutely unique. I've been studying lethal injection deeply for 7 years. I've never seen anything like it.
You also say that lethal injection is about disowning death. Can you explain?
Yeah, sure. I started writing this book. I'm a death penalty scholar. I've been writing about the death penalty for 18 years. And I started with a question of, why are states so bad at this? We know how to put down our beloved pets. But that question changed over the years. It was a 7-year investigative research project. And the question became, why are states sticking with this? They can't get the medical professionals. They can't get the drugs. They can't get access to the veins. These people have notoriously bad veins. They're breaking state and federal laws. They're asking medical professionals to violate their professional ethics, and it's not even humane. So, why are they doing this? And what I came up with was lethal injection just really does one thing well, only one thing, and that is it hides the violence of state killing. It allows us to tell ourselves that the person is just falling into forever sleep, when that is very far from the truth.
As a former prosecutor, you did support the death penalty. Conceptually, how has that changed for you?
Such a great question. You know, as a prosecutor, I didn't know much about the death penalty. I thought about it in terms of dessert, and I think that's where many Americans are. But I think that death penalty support comes with a number of assumptions, and it turns out that very few of those assumptions are actually true. One of the things that I did learn from studying executions in depth for 7 years was really about who these people are at the end, not who they are at the time of their trial, not who they are at the time of their offense. Who are they 15, 20, 25 years, 30? We actually put to death someone who was on death row for 49 years this summer. Who are those people at the end? And as a person of faith and someone who believes conceptually in redemption on death row, I'm here to tell you there's redemption on death row. And so it really complicates things to see that the person that we're executing a couple decades later is actually not the same person that committed that crime. And that has implications not only for the retributive purpose of punishment, but also for the victim's family members, for the prison guards who are asked to do this task. I mean, somebody actually has to do the killing for the death penalty, and so it's something that even I, as a death penalty scholar, didn't think much about until this project.
All right, Corinna, thanks for joining us and sharing your perspective. Thank you so much.